Hello friends, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be fixing these SteelSeries headphones. As you have seen from my previous video, they have some sort of defect. Uh, what is that word? Signature fault. They have some sort of signature fault where the earpiece connects to the swiveling arm. So in my case, mine already has a crack, and in today's video I'm going to be opening this up and fixing this crack. If you have the same sort of problem, you can follow along, or you can use this video and use it to make your future purchasing decisions. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into the repair. Okay, so we're going to be using some glue, some toothpick or plastic pieces to mix the glue. I also have some super glue, and finally I have my screwdriver set up and ready. And these are the headphones themselves. I'm just going to put them in a flat position by twisting the arms, and I'll just start by removing the ear cushion so that we can get to the screws. Yeah, it pops up easy just like that. And we have three screw holes just holding the speaker to the earpiece. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now let's open up the screws. Grab your screwdriver and there we go. It's just that simple. Okay, for this third screw, I just had to use a regular thin screwdriver because the screw was a little bit inside the screw hole. Okay, so once those are done, you can just keep them aside so they don't get lost. And on the inside, you can see there is an O-ring that is holding the swivel arm inside the case itself. And there is a small board that is not necessary to remove, but I just wanted to try and see if I can get all the wires out of the way. But apparently for these headphones, all the wires are soldered in place, so I could not disconnect any wires, and I have to continue doing the repair without pulling any wires. So this is the plastic piece that broke off from the earpiece, which was actually holding the swivel arm in place. And now I have to figure out a way of how to remove the O-ring. Sure, if you can see, the crack is going from the swiveling arm outwards. Okay, so I'm grabbing it with my O-ring pliers, and with a little bit of effort, and the O-ring is off. Okay, my pliers are a little bit big for the job, so I had to use some additional string to hold the O-ring with the pliers. And now I can take off that O-ring, and this is the O-ring itself, a very tiny but very tough O-ring. Put it aside, and there is also a washer, but I cannot remove it because of the wires, so I'm just going to slide it away, and the arm comes out just like that. As you can see, if you look closely, you can see the crack. Yeah, and I'm just going to use a bit of super glue to kind of tack the crack in place to prevent the housing from cracking further. So just a little bit of super glue on the inside, and I'm just holding it for a few seconds so that the glue can dry up. So once it's dry, I can start doing the other repair on the inside. So let me try and place the broken plastic where it's supposed to sit in the correct position. Okay, it's a bit tricky, but yeah, if you can't do it with your fingers, you can always use some tweezers to help you out. And I'm just going to just try and press it into place. And I can see from the outside that it's sitting in the correct position. I'm just pressing it in so that it sits in firmly before I mix up some glue, and it looks to be okay. Okay, I just need to reset it one more time. I think it's okay right now. It looks to be okay. And I can put in a little bit of super glue to hold it in place while I mix up the other glue. Okay, after the super glue is dry, yeah, I can now mix up my two-part glue. So just squeeze a pea-sized dab, yeah, for the resin and the hardener, and mix it up properly before applying it. I'm just supporting the headphones with a box so that the glue can spread in properly while it's flat. So I'm just going to start with a little bit, and once it's dry, I'm going to repeat the process. You can repeat this as many times as you want until you get your desired result. So I'm just going to set them aside, and after 3 more applications. I think I have a solid repair, and the crack is fixed. Now it's time to put things back together. So I kind of twisted the O-ring while I was taking it out, so I'm just using the pliers to push it back into shape. If you removed it properly, then you don't have to do this. I'm doing this because it is a little bit deformed. And I think it's good enough. Let me try. So I'll put back the arm inside the earpiece. And just slide back the wash shell back into position. Gently, not to pull out any wires. So once in place, once the wash shell is in place, I can press in the O-ring. It's a little bit tough, so you will have to use some force to do it. If you have a small O-ring pliers, you can always use that to make your work easier. But mine are a little bit big, so I'm just going to try and push it in from one side, and then just try and use the tweezers to push it all the way around until it falls into the groove area. There is a groove, and I'm just pinching the O-ring so that it tightens up and becomes more secure so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so after putting it back and the glue has dried up, this is how it looks like. Let me try and focus. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and this is one solid fix. The crack is not going anywhere. And the O-ring is sitting properly in the groove, and so this is what I used, some glue, 2-part glue, and it's time to put it back together. Okay, so let's start by putting back the small board holding the wires, or the small motherboard, back into its place with the 2 screws. Okay, once that's done, we can move over to the second screw and put in the second screw. And we'll just align the 3 holes from the earpiece to the holes on the speaker. Just like so. And we can put back the screws securing the speaker to the earpiece. And last but not least, the third screw. And after that's done, we can start putting back the ear cushions. There is a small notch on the earpiece. You can just use that and just rotate the ear cushion until it's all the way in. Yeah. The same on this side, there is a notch right there, and just start sliding it in from the notch, and it makes it very easy. So just like that, and just twist it around until it's seated properly. And that's it. The cushions are back in place, firmly secured. Yeah. So they look good. The repair looks good. Just a little bit of super glue showing, but you can't see it that much. And now it's time to put back the wire. Mine is the wired version. And there we go. Our repair is done. Testing. Yeah, so as you can see, the earphones are back in good condition. I just used a bit of 2-part glue, some epoxy and hardener, and on the outside I went with a bit of super glue just to hold the piece in place while I put in the 2-part glue. So I think this is another successful fix. Yeah, so if you have the same kind of problem, you can do the same kind of repair as you've just seen me do. Just inspect your headphones, take a look if you have any signature cracks or some cracks forming up. Yeah, so this whole part is this is a metal band, and these arms are also metal. Yeah. Yeah, so these arms are also metal, but then they're connected to this plastic earpiece. So where the arm is connecting to the earpiece, this is where the fracture is going to start, especially if you take them off and remove them while holding the earpiece itself. It's causing a lot of stress on the earpiece. So just use the headband. Yeah, I actually did a separate video on how to remove and how to wear these headbands properly. I'll try and link it up in the card somewhere here, or I'll put it down in the description. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next repair.